So I think as a music therapist, some of the most poignant stories during your career can often happen during your training when your mind is just like a sponge and you get all of these new experiences. And so one of those stories for me, it happened during my internship, and it was actually towards the end. And I hadn't worked with children at all at this point. And I had a client who actually didn't want to work with me. So she was the one that was dying, and she was dying of cancer, but she was kind of standoffish with people. She didn't like talking about feelings. That was not her thing. So she didn't want to work with me, but she wanted me to work with her grandchildren who were having a really hard time with their grandmother passing away in front of their eyes. And so you can imagine that their grandmother was not very good at talking about feelings with them. And so that was one of the things that we really focused on. And I was able to gather, it was about 5 or 6 of them, and we would do songwriting at each of these sessions. And one of the children in particular was having an especially hard time with it. I think she was the oldest. She was right around 13. She was having a really hard time. And when we got to songwriting, she would just write these beautifully expressive lyrics about how awful it was to be losing her grandmother and how really scared she was about what it was going to be like once her grandmother was gone. And these songs just were gorgeous, and she didn't just want to write the lyrics. She wanted to write the melody. She wanted to write everything about the song. And so we ended up with this batch of songs that were just beautiful, and she was able to show them to her grandmother despite what her grandmother wanted to see or not. And it created this really beautiful moment of that anticipatory grief where they could share that this is the end and we need to say goodbye. And it was really beautiful. Being able to facilitate that was such an honor for me. And it was my first experience working with kids, so it went really, really positively, so that was good, because that doesn't always happen with children.